Hey everybody, I want to welcome back to Desert Sky Mystic. Today we are going to be doing our love and relationship reading for Cancer for the month of August 2022. The format, I've been calling this kind of a 3-in-1. What we're basically going to have is three positions. One for those of you that are in a relationship, one for those of you who want to be in a relationship, who are looking for love, and then the final one for those of you that are on, moving away from a relationship, either recently, just moving away from that whole energy. Um, and if you just want to skip ahead to the one that is right for you, you can in the either description box or I think in the comments as well, there should be chapters in there. You can just click on that link and it'll fast forward you. So let's go on and get started here. Let me get this overhead cam fired up. And we will see what the month of August has in store for you. Okay, so this is the card for those of you that are in a relationship or the position. This is the one for those of you that want to be in a relationship. And this is the one for those of you that are moving away from a relationship at this time. All right, let's see what we got here. In a relationship. Okay, watch and wait. The seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. So something's going on here. Something is happening within your relationship, or maybe to just one of you, maybe just to you, maybe to both of you. Whatever it is a little bit concerning. You're not quite sure how this is going to play out. And what this card is really doing here, the energy that's being pushed out, is giving that message, giving that energy of wait and see. You don't have all the information yet. You don't have all of the facts. You don't have enough of what you need to formulate a game plan, a way to move forward. Don't jump to conclusions here. So let's see what these clarifying cards have to say about that. Maybe we can get some more details about what's going on for you, Cancer. All right, very interesting. Okay, so what we have here, we have the turning in card and we have the schizophrenia card. I don't really like the name of the schizophrenia card, but it is a really cool card. I'll get to this in just a minute. So first, well, actually, let's do this one first. Schizophrenia card. So really what this card is about is tough decisions. And what you see here is this man, I think it is, he is holding on to one side of the, I don't know, block or building or whatever this is, the structure with his hands, on the other is with his feet. And if he lets go with his hands, he's going to go in head first. If he lets go with his feet, he's going to go in feet first. Either way, he's going in. It's going to be an all-in deal. And once you make that decision where to let go first, you're not going to be able to reverse that. So I think what is happening here is you have the situation coming through and you're going to have to make a very tough decision here, but you again don't have all the information that you need. In addition to that, I think you have this added component to where you really are going inward. You're really sitting back, you're being patient, you're looking at everything, you're trying to focus here, and you have all these people around you giving you bits of information. And I would say this isn't, it's almost like gossip and hearsay and nagging and just stuff that really isn't all that helpful. So whatever the situation is for you, again, it's really urging you to, again, watch and wait because you don't have everything you need. The stuff you are getting right now is not very helpful. You absolutely have a tough decision coming down the line here, but you're going to be best served if you trust your own instincts and you figure out when the time is right. When you decided that, yes, you think you have all the information you need, that you got a good grasp on this, then you can make the decision on which way you need to go here in terms of decision. Let's see what the advice card has. And let's see if what that adds to the mix for you for the month of August. All right, let's see here. Interesting. Seek inspiration. I think this is really speaking to the idea that you're going to know when the time's right. You're going to know when you have the information that you need to make this tough decision. And I think you look. I think is encouraging you to look, keep your search up, keep looking for that information, keep looking for the facts, keep looking for the details, keep feeling this out, whatever this is within your relationship. And it could be something that's happening to your relationship overall. Perhaps it's something that's happening between you and your significant other. It's hard to tell from this particular reading, but whatever it is going to be a tougher decision, and it's going to be one of those decisions that you're, once made, you're not going to be able to come back from. So take your time with this. You have time. Really trust yourself, trust your instincts here. Don't listen to all this naysaying. Maybe there's a little bit of information you can glean there, but really suss this out. If there's people telling you stuff or these things chattering in your ear, make sure to do your own research. Make sure to come to your own conclusions about those things, because whatever's being told to you at this point in time, it's going to be skewed. Maybe some of these people have agendas. Maybe they just don't have all the information themselves. Some of them may over exaggerate, just because that's what they do, within the context of gossip. I'm not necessarily saying anything that's meant to be harmful, but if you listen to this stuff, it very well may lead you to a point to where you're not making the best decision, and perhaps well, once again, once that's made, you're not coming back from it. So you want to make sure you're in a good place on that. Okay, so that is what I have for my friends that are in a relationship for the month of August, or the August reading at least for Cancer. Let's take a look at those folks that want to be in a relationship, that are looking for love. Make your dreams real. Very nice. Okay, Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. So it looks like, and you've been, I don't want to say fantasizing, but you've been kind of like planning something. You have a vision of what you want to happen. You have an idea, the scenario in your head. Perhaps there is somebody that you are actually already engaged with to some level or another, and you haven't quite made that step. You haven't moved forward. Whatever this is, it looks like everything, the stage is set. You got everything all dolled up, everything's pretty, and now all you have to do is just invite the guests in, or whatever that is for you. But it's really about the point of making a decision and moving past that threshold. Now, one thing I do want to warn you about here, because this has been a kind of a common theme, don't get trapped in what I've been calling this. I've been getting it a lot, and it just keeps coming back to me, and so I feel a need to discuss it. But don't get trapped in this idea of creating the vision of who somebody is when you meet them. So I've been encouraging people to really get to know, as you're moving into a relationship, get to know them first. Because I mean, what ends up happening a lot of times is that we meet somebody and we like them, and then we start maybe fantasizing or creating this perfect image of what this person's like, what they're going to do, what life's going to be like, all those things. And then when they fail to meet up to those expectations, because they are false expectations, you have no idea who this person's going to turn out to be. But a lot of times those are we set the bar very high, and when they fail to live up to those, then we're disappointed, and sometimes that spins the relationship out of control, and it's really not fair to that other person. So I'd really encourage you to get to know the person, as you move into this relationship, before you set a whole bunch of expectations on who you think this person is. Find out who they actually are, instead of creating this person in your mind and then holding them and comparing them to this fictionary character you've made up. But I'm not really thinking that this has a lot to do with that. That's just more of a please be cautious of that, because it very well could fall into this realm. But I think this is more really that you've been waiting for this, you've been preparing for this, whatever this is, and now the time has come and the ball's in your court, so you got to make a move. So let's see what the clarification cards have to say, though, and see how these play into that. All right, let's see. There we go. Very interesting. So I think the way I read this, what really pops in my head first and foremost is that there's going to be a little bit of work to do, a little bit. And here's what I mean by that. What we have is the comparison card. And I think what we're going to have to come to grips with is once again, I think it's funny that I bring up that not setting up the expectations because I actually think that this message kind of turns back into that to a certain degree. Because what we have here is we have an oak tree and we have the bamboo tree. And the thing about the oak tree is it's not jealous of the bamboo tree because it's durable and flexible, it can withstand a lot of wind, that type of thing. And the bamboo tree is not jealous of the oak tree because it's big and it's strong and it has a thick skin. They appreciate each other for their uniqueness. Their uniqueness is what makes them strong. And so within the context of this message, I think one of the things that we're trying to get across here is that whoever you are stepping into this with is going to be different than you. And that's a good thing. It's kind of like almost like one of those opposites attract. But the thing is sometimes it's difficult for us to accept people for who they really are, especially like when I said, when we already have a preconceived notion of who we think they are. Because then if they don't live up to that expectation, then all of a sudden, they're failing you, you get upset with them, they're doing something wrong, and why can't they just be the way that they're supposed to be? Well, that's why I say get to know them first. You will get to know and appreciate what makes them unique, what makes them special. And then together, harmony, two trees. I think the harmony is really capping this off in that together you will figure out that happiness. You will figure out that balance. You will find that thing that you're looking for. And I think it is going to be in the idea that I think if you found someone who's exactly like you, you'd be miserable. You too need this. You two need this relationship to be structured like this. So I think that's a very cool thing, actually. Just accept each other for who they are. And then, that's a great advice for anybody across the board, really. If we did more of that, there would be a whole lot less drama, headaches, fights, divorces, all of those things. But for your case in particular, it's time to take action. This is going to be the scenario you're stepping into to some degree. Accept them for who they are, and then you will find that balance and that harmony, and that leads to happiness. Let's take a look at the advice card here, though, the advice placement, the advice area, whatever we're going to call that, and let's see what kind of extra information we can get out of this. Be of service. This is an interesting card. I think what this really speaks to in this context is to give of yourself, to be open, to again, when I say accept, that's definitely part of it. But to be open and be willing to show up for the relationship, and don't get stuck in this thing where again you have the comparison thing going on. What you want to do is be of service to them, and then make sure they're a service to you, because I think in that way you guys that's where that harmony is actually going to come from. That's where you're going to find your balance. And really, once again, when it comes to relationships, gosh, isn't that the way it should be? I mean, you do stuff for them, they do stuff for you. You're strong for them where they're weak, and vice versa. And that's where we complement each other's differences as well, and that's what makes us strong as a couple in a relationship. So I think that's a great way to cap off this reading, actually. So let's see here. Is that, yeah, I think that's probably everything on the cards that we have. So another good reading. I like that. I like that. Okay, let's see now. How about our friends that are moving away from a relationship? Let's see what the reading has in store for them today. I had this card the other night, same position. It makes me laugh because the end of a relationship just stinks. There's no way about around it. Even if it's a thing that you know needed to happen, if it's a good thing, even if you were the one that initiated it and were happy to finally get away from that or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It still is just not a very fun thing to end a relationship and move out of that, regardless of where it's at. I mean, you get your emotions, the sadness. Sometimes there's guilt. Sometimes you don't feel anything at all, and sometimes that's just as bad as it is, being sad and feeling. So, but in this particular deal, I would say that um, one of the things this is trying to communicate is know your worth. When you come out of this relationship or as you move away from this relationship, a lot of times we are so lost in the actual relationship in terms of what our identity is and who we are as an individual, is that a piece of that kind of gets lost along the way, not permanently, but we just lose sight of what that is. And as we come out of that relationship, a lot of times, on both sides of that equation, we're on shaky ground. We're so used to things being a certain way, and we kind of have to readjust. We have to readapt. We have to figure out who we are again as an individual and as a person outside of that relationship. So let's take a look at these clarifying cards and see what else is going to be added to this reading. Wow, that's very interesting. I'm getting that this is going to be an up and down thing for you. This is going to be a roller coaster of emotion for you for a little while. What we have here is there's going to be times where you are very happy about things. You're going to be, feeling great. You're going to be out with your friends. You're going to be living it up, and everything's going to be great. Nothing in the world's going to bother you. You're on top of the world. It's going to be a real powerful feeling. You're finally free of this. And then you're going to drop down into a point of stress and having to juggle everything and figure this out, and feelings are going to be tossed at you at any given time. You feel like the ground's going to drop out beneath you, and there's going to be so much going on. So that makes a lot of sense actually. As we move away from relationships, we do, don't we? It's a roller coaster of emotions. A lot of times we're up and we're down, we're up and we're down. We think we're okay, and then boom, something comes out of nowhere and hits us, or we run into that person later on and see them with somebody new, or hear something that really throws us out of whack and takes us from our point of our happy place, and really gets us all stressed back out again about it. And then it feels like a juggling act to get ourselves back and find that balance again. And of course, one of the things we need to do there is try to find that balance and look inward, and like I said before, really try to get back to who we were as an individual first, because once we start feeling good there and strong there, those other things, they won't bother us as much. Let's take a look at the advice card, or the card that comes out in the advice area. Keep calling it advice card. Let's call it an advice card. Keep calling it advice card. Why not? Let's see here. Look into the future. So, that's it. That's perfect. It's saying move on, look ahead, know your worth, center, balance, find yourself as an individual again. Look to the future. There's great things ahead. When one door closes, another one opens, all of those things. And I think that the lessons that you've learned out of this one, once again, are going to be things that you now know, things that you know that you like and things you dislike. Some of these things we're going to experience again. Other things we're going to recognize those, or we're going to say, no, we're not interested. We just did that. We are not going to be doing that. But not only that, but look to the future in terms of making plans. Where do you want to go? Is this a good time to make a bigger change? Is it time to move? Is it time to do something you always wanted to do? Was there something in this relationship that was constricting you from doing something that you wanted to do? New hobbies, meeting new people, going out more with your friends, whatever that is. Make those plans, enjoy life, especially while you're kind of regrounding and refiguring out, figuring, sorry, resetting who you are, not resetting, but reestablishing who you are and really feeling that and finding yourself as an individual again. Enjoy life, have fun, be happy. Yeah, we're gonna deal with this stuff. And when this stuff comes along, okay, we'll deal with it. Yeah, sometimes this monkey's gonna pop this balloon and everything is gonna come crashing down. Okay, you'll get back up. Point being is when we are in our good moments, enjoy them. Look for the stuff that you can enjoy. Look for the stuff that's going to make you happy. Look for the stuff that's coming down the road. This is a good thing. If this relationship was meant to be, it would still be happening. But it's not. It's not. It's time, and I think it was a good thing. I think it was a good move. Okay, so that is what I have for the month of August for you, Cancer, on the love and relationship side. If any of these readings, these three in one reading that we just did, if they resonate with you, please like the video. It helps us, really helps us know what messages land and which ones didn't. And of course, like always, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out quite a bit, and we would love to have you. Also, check out some of our other readings, Cancer. I got some energy readings, other tarot readings. I actually have an energy, love, and relationship reading that has nothing to do with cards. Maybe that'll hit for you as well. So okay, that is what I have for this time, and we will see you again. Thank you.